one of the greatest gifts and one of the most wonderful things we received from social media and television that goes globally is that we get to experience people from all over the world. The one downside that nobody prepared us for is that we lose the context of how those people came to be and why they came to be. You know, you know this as somebody growing up in the UK. There are words that you'd say in the UK that people just use in conversation that means something completely different when you're traveling on the other side of the world, you know? Mm. And literally the word doesn't mean anything bad. It's just, that's just what somebody says.
It doesn't sometimes translate the same way, right?
Sometimes it's a hand gesture. You know, you travel to the Middle East and a hand gesture can mean something totally different to what it means in Italy or in parts of South America or whatever. So with that, what I'm always trying to remember, and I can never be perfect, nor do I try to be, is that there is context. And so what I spend more time doing now is providing the context behind my humor so that somebody can understand why I think something is or isn't funny, so they understand why I am or am not laughing, you know, because that's all it is really, is somebody saying, oh, that's why you found it funny. I thought you were laughing at this, or I thought you were mocking me, or I thought it's like, no, I wasn't completely. And so that's all I try to do, you know, and I think that can help a lot of us in life, by the way, is understanding that sometimes the reason you're offended, sometimes the reason you're hurt is not because something was intended to hurt you, not because something was directed at you, but rather because you may not understand the context. You know, if you take comedy out of a comedy club, it immediately loses some of its context. So now someone watches a clip from a comedy club or a comedy show and they go, oh, I'm offended. And it's like, you may be because you weren't in the comedy club. You know, if people run around boxing each other, oh, that's assault. But if they do it and there's 4 ropes around them and like a spongy ring, now it's boxing. The context is there. You know, if someone runs around cutting people open, they're probably like a serial killer. If they do it with a mask and they're wearing a white coat and they're in a hospital, oh, that's a doctor. Context is everything. So that's all I think we always have to be cognizant of is the context of what it means and why it means that. Like in music, I'm sure you experience it as well. You know, you'll have to change a lyric here or there because a different place you go to has a different idea of what the context is. I don't know if you come across that at all, but I know some artists have learned that their music video or a line that they said in a certain country has a different context, and all of a sudden, you know?
Yeah. It's I guess I've never heard it put in that way, but it makes perfect sense. And you are very, you know, obviously very funny, but your humor has it's very analytical, and I think that's also a big reason why people gravitate to you, because I think you also supply that context underneath all the funny jokes.
I try to, you know.